here's another little Travis picking song for you. It's going to be capoed up at 3. It's in the key of D. It's basically a diatonic descending D major scale in the bass. So we'll start with just kind of go by the chord shapes really quickly and how to do it. If you listen to it really closely, you can kind of tell where the other big thing is where the right hand, which strings the thumb is going to. And then the second half of it basically plays the same chords again, but with a different voicing. So we'll go through them both really quickly. So we start, it's on D. Then we play D/C sharp, bringing your pinky up to the 4th fret of the 5th string. And then we're going to play pointer finger comes over to the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Now in that move, you're lifting your pointer finger up, leaving the 3rd string open. So that changes that voicing. Then we lift up our pointer finger. All the while your middle and your ring finger are staying the same. Hey, there's canon. Now we move to G major. And then from our G major, and that's G major with this middle pinky and ring still playing on the 1st and 2nd strings. G. And then we're doing this kind of G with an F sharp in the bass. And then it goes to E minor 7, which is the same thing as keeping these two down, but you don't really need these fingers because you're not playing them unless you plan on missing. So halfway through that we switch to A major, which is the 5 chord in the key of D. And on this A major, our ring finger is going to come up, playing A sus2 for a second. What kind of James Taylor sound thing. So the second half of the chords are going to go, it's a D major again, but this time we're going to have our pinky is going to go up to the 5th fret of the 1st string, so the shape's the same. Then our ring finger comes through the middle to the same idea, 4th fret of the 5th string. Now this time we lift up our pointer and our ring. Right, we get this really cool voicing. Then we lift our pointer finger to A, 5th string. Now here's where it looks, this is definitely for looks, this looks pretty cool. Pointer finger goes to G on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Pinky goes all the way up. It would be the kind of 2 frets back from the double dot. Right through this big stretch. And our pointer finger goes down a half step. Back to A. So you put those two together, and that gives you the entire piece. So talking about the right hand, or what the thumb's going to do, on this first chord, you can kind of watch, let's see if you can see this really well. I'm going to be playing, my thumb's going to play, I'm going to play outside and inside on strings. I pluck 4 and 1 together, then 3 and 2 apart. And the second time through, I'm going to play 4 and 1 apart. So it's together, then apart. Right? If you've Travis picked before, you'll know exactly what's going on here. It's really straightforward. So I'm not going to go too far into it. But if you think about it, there's 3 voices kind of happening. We have our bass line, which is real pronounced. Right, and I think of the 3rd string note is kind of it's kind of our middle. Just kind of something in the middle, and that's something it often gets washed away when people are playing fingerstyle. They just kind of do whichever one. But if you hear the song, you can hear he's playing from strings 4, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3. 4. So running through that whole idea, all these shapes are kind of the same once you get that bass line down. On the 6th string root notes, which is G, the G with an F sharp in the bass, and the E minor 7, the bass is going to go 6, 3. Both times through, the ending has kind of, it's a little syncopated moment where we're coming down. If I'm coming down from G, I get to that E minor as I switch chords halfway through that measure. So I lift everything up and hit the 1st string open. That lets us get to A major. Same thing works the next part. That's it. Let me know if you have any questions. It's a fun little tune.